stretches it out. That's Anthony Dean. He gets out to the 25. He breaks another tackle to the 30, the 35, the 40, 50, the 45, the 40, 30, 25. There's nobody near him.
No flags.
What a play.
Anthony D goes the distance. D stands for distance. The Clippers on the low block, kick out downtown, Yahtzee.
Two pitch, face hit left field. Austin Suchecki gets it done.
In front of the goal mouth, they jump for it. The header finds the back of the net. Hadley Camo with a spectacular play.
The Division II level. It'll be the Portsmouth Clippers and the Salem Rams to do battle here from the city of Manchester. Winner will win the Division II title here in the state of New Hampshire. These two teams met earlier in the season. It was a jamboree-style game where it was 10 plays for the offense, 10 plays for the defense, and then they let the junior varsity kids mix it up a little bit. Not really indicative of what a true game looks like. These two teams have not seen each other since that day, and it should be an interesting game to say the least. This is a Salem team that came here not expecting to get to the championship game necessarily, so playing on every game is an extra game for you. Well-coached teams. Both of these teams had a chance to speak with both coaching staffs prior to the game, and both teams very happy to be here. Only one can be crowned state champion in the Division II league, and we'll see which one of these two teams able to come out on top. Portsmouth, you can see on your screen right now in their maroonish uniforms with white numbers and their gold helmets across the way. Salem was wearing their white shirts, their black pants, and their black helmets, and you can see across Gill Stadium. The wind is blowing from our left to right here. It was a pretty strong wind that dictated a lot of the field position and when teams were throwing the ball in our first game, the junior varsity matchup. There were no state title implications in that junior varsity game. Simply the rule of thumb is if your varsity team is in the game, your JV game plays prior to that, and so the JV team from Portsmouth came out on top of that game 20-6, and we did see the wind play a factor, and it should be interesting to note that both of these teams known for their running prowess, but not afraid to put the ball in the air when they need to, and we'll see if they do that when the wind is at their backs. We also saw the kicking game was an interesting thing to watch, as the kicks were a little bit more difficult to handle in that junior varsity game. We also saw a punt that went for negative yardage because of the wind. So anything is possible, and there's a reason why you play these games, because you can't just hand it to who you think the best team is. The football doesn't always bounce the way you think it will, and as a result, anything can happen, and that's why you play. After this one, we're going to see the Division I championship game between Nashua and Londonderry. Of course, the JV teams will again play before that title game tilt. It'll be a rematch of a fantastic game that we called here on the Highlight Guy a short while ago at the Sauhegan High School. The Cougars coming away with the victory on a last-second knockdown of a ball in the end zone. was almost caught. So that will be a good one. These Portsmouth Clippers travel very well here today, as we heard a lot of the fans hooting and hollering down there and getting after it pretty good. So want to thank those folks that are braving the wind, and those who are watching in Portsmouth today. In addition, those folks that are watching us in Salem, welcome, and thanks for watching us here on the Highlight Guy. Be sure to go to our live stream and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and don't miss out on the games you want to see. So go to YouTube, search the Highlight Guy, and hit subscribe. We thank you in advance for that. The captains are meeting ready. We see right in front of us at the 50-yard line, and the coin toss forthcoming momentarily. We have number 1, number 14, number 61, number 8, and number 79 for Portsmouth. And on the far side, trying to figure out who we have for Salem. You can see the Salem team all in their Guardian caps, something that is new this year, that a lot of teams are going to those Guardian caps. You wear them right over the top of the helmet. It provides an extra layer of protection. Looks like 1755, I think 65, and I'm going to say 50. Potentially the officials are kind of standing in front of some of the captains down there, so we can't really tell. But it should be a good game. The first game saw Portsmouth come away with a 20-6 victory, and it was a tight game all the way into the third quarter, and Portsmouth finally pulled away with some good running to the outside and took advantage of some untimely turnovers and were able to get that junior varsity victory. Winner here today will have bragging rights in Division II. Both of the teams at the high school level play up a level in Division I, so enrollments obviously affect the level of play for each of these teams here at the junior high level. We are high atop the press box here at Gill Stadium. Nice press box area. Heated, I might add, so we are off the tee, and the kids were passing the ball back and forth, and it was playing some games out there with that wind, so it was pretty difficult, and we'll keep an eye on that. All right, the captains come out to the C in the center of the field. That stands for the Central Little Green. This is their home field, their home turf. Grateful to the city of Manchester for allowing us up into their press box here at Gill. The captains meet one another. Again, these young men have not seen each other since the preseason when they met for a jamboree. And, of course, the structure of a jamboree, very different than a regular game. The kicking game, not a factor. And first down's not typically a factor. You just play 10 plays and see where that brings you. Lead official down there explaining to both of the captains what the expectations are, showing them the coin, heads and tails. And Salem, as the visiting team, will call it. And Salem has won the toss. We'll see if they